Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. श्रीवत्सवंशकलशोदधिकौस्तुभस्य श्रीवासराघवगुरोस्तनयं ततश्च विद्या अवाप्य विबुधोत्तमतां दधानं कुर्वे सदा हृदि गुरुं करुणाकराख्यं रामानुजदयापात्रं ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणं श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यं वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकं लक्ष्मीनाथसमारम्भां नाथयामुनमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुजयुग्मरुक्मव्यामोहतस्तदितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य दयैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये मातापिता युवतयस्तनया विभूतिः सर्वं यदेव नियमेन मदन्वयानाम् आद्यस्य नः कुलपतेर्वकुलाभिरामं श्रीमत्तदङ्घ्रियुगलं प्रणमामि मूर्ध्ना भूतं सरश्च महदाह्वय भट्टनाथ श्रीभक्तिसारकुलशेखरयोगिवाहान् भक्ताङ्घ्रिरेणुपरकालयतीन्द्रमिश्रान् श्रीमत्पराङ्कुशमुनिं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम्. Today's agenda is going to be about understanding the obstacles and therefore finding out how to move towards success and then have some practical considerations. In the first two lectures, we saw what we mean by yoga in action. We also saw how it should be understood. So now we are going one step further and getting into the absolute practical case. Now, why is it that we should think about the obstacles? We said action needs to be performed, inaction is not appropriate. As Krishna famously told Arjuna, if you win the battle, you will be celebrated as the victor. If you lose the battle, you will be celebrated as a hero who fought for dharma and died in the battlefield. But if you do not fight at all, O Arjuna, they would mock you. Why? Why would they not celebrate you? Because inaction is not a choice. So we said inaction is not a choice. Yet there are so many situations in our life when it becomes necessary to think, why am I inactive? Am I being inactive? Am I not acting enough? Am I overacting? And this is a fundamental problem. As this is a fundamental problem, we cannot complete the understanding of yoga in action without addressing it. So, as usual, let us go to the Bhagavad Gita. Whenever we need any kind of help, what should we do? Go to Bhagavad Gita. It has the answer to every single question. So we go to Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is making a statement in the Bhagavad Gita. He says, Namam dushkritino mudhaha. Mudhaha. He says, people who are not so smart, they cannot understand me. What is he really referring to? What is the full shloka? Let us try to understand that and then proceed. Namam dushkritino mudha प्रपद्यन्ते नराधमाः माययापहृतज्ञाना आसुरं भावमाश्रिताः. Krishna is saying something here. He says, these mudhaha, people who are not so intelligent, not so bright, they dushkritinaha, those who do wrong things, bad things. Dushkritinaha means those who do bad things. Krishna says, if you are a person who does bad things, and if you are stupid, you wouldn't be able to surrender. What does this mean? Let us travel back even further. We were there at the time of Bhagavad Gita. Even before that, the Ramayana happened. So let us take help from the Ramayana to understand what Krishna is trying to say. There was an incident after the battle. Hanuman visited the Ashokavana for the second time. At the Ashoka Vatika, he met Sita Devi, conveyed the good news, and then he requested her for something. He told her, these Rakshasis here, the last time I visited you, I saw that they were doing all sorts of wrong things, bad things. They were scaring you, threatening you, using very, very inappropriate language. They were trying to give physical and mental torture. Naturally, I think it is now time for them to learn a lesson. Therefore, O Sita Devi, please give me permission to teach them a lesson. But to Hanuman's surprise, Sita Devi refuses. Sita Devi refuses to give him permission. And the reason she gives is very beautiful. She says, पापानां वा शुभानां वा मदार्हाणां प्लवङ्गम कार्यं करुणमार्येण न कश्चिन्नापराध्यति. A very, very beautiful and profound shloka. Oh Hanuman, there are some people who do bad things and some other people who do good things. Some people do extremely bad things, so bad that you might think, yes, they deserve death. How dare they do something? But if you are a noble soul, do you know how you should feel towards them? You should behave with the feeling of compassion. You should show compassion towards all beings. Why? Because nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect, and therefore, today you are saying that these people have done wrong things. But when I look back at what all has happened in my life and at Rama's life, I see that a lot of people have done bad things. Are we going to go and punish each and every person? No. So there is a framework. We understand that nobody is perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. And anybody who acknowledges that, yes, I have made a mistake, but I don't want to repeat it. I want to move away from the mistake. I want to elevate myself, like what we saw in the previous class about improving ourselves. If you see them with the intent of improving themselves, then you should forgive them and let them be. Give them an opportunity to improve themselves. These are the wise words of Sita Devi. So, coming back to Bhagavad Gita, we have to come back to Bhagavad Gita and then come to what we are exactly discussing, right? So, our point is this word mudhaha could be applied to even me and you. Maybe you are very scholarly, or maybe you are very good at character, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I don't have the control of the mind. But that is natural. The majority of people do not have it. So, we saw in the previous class about how we should acknowledge that we are not perfect, right? We said the first step towards improvement is acknowledging that we need improvement. There is scope for improvement. Only then can we proceed towards the path of improvement. So, there are a number of things said by Bhagavan here. First, he says, these people who are ignorant, because of their ignorance, they do wrong things, they do bad things. Therefore, they do not surrender. What should we learn from that? All of us do bad things somewhere or the other. But if we do not surrender, we are foolish. What does surrender mean? This surrender implies a number of things. The most important ones are understanding that we are not at the center of everything. We should get rid of ahankara and mamakara. What is ahankara and what is mamakara? Ahankara is when I think aham, me, myself, I am so great. Do you know who I am? I am such a great scholar, you know. I gave 3 lectures on the same topic. I am such a great scholar. If I think that way, I would be the stupidest person on earth. That is ahankara. The second is mamakara. When I think that this is mine, that is mine. And out of that feeling that it is mine, not theirs, I become bad. When we look at the full shloka, Bhagavan says a number of things. He uses 4 terms. One is mudhaha, which means ignorant people. The second is dushkrutinaha, which means those who do bad things. The third is mayayapahruta jnanaha, those who would have ideally had knowledge, but their knowledge has been snatched away from them by maya, by illusion, due to their own misunderstanding. And the fourth, asuram bhavam ashritaha, those who have evil qualities. Let us understand these four, the 4 types of people. who make mistakes. How are they classified? They are classified on the basis of their mistakes. Therefore, when we understand the mistakes, we would be able to get rid of them. These mistakes are the obstacles at the end of the day. So, the first type is dushkritinaha, those who do bad things. Those who are doing bad things, all of them are falling under that category only, somehow or the other. So Bhagavan says, those who do bad things, wrong things, how are they? They are of four types. The first type is moodhaha. They do it out of ignorance. If I know that something is correct, I would do it in that way. You are telling me that this is yoga in action, skill in action, doing it the right way, doing karma phala tyaga, as we discussed in the first lecture of yoga in action. Do your duty, but do not expect your results. That is karma phala tyaga. So, we saw already about a knowledge component within action. If we do not understand this knowledge component within action, it would not be possible for us to master the action. Therefore, akarmanicha karmayaha, when Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Ramanuja says, understand it as the knowledge hidden inside of karma. Those who do not understand this knowledge that has already been discussed by us, what happens to them? Because they don't know the correct way to act, they act in any way they like. And therefore, the chances of them going wrong is high. How do we address these people? Like it or not, we have to call them ignorant. All of us have been ignorant at some point. We have to accept it. So the ignorant people, mudhaha, they cannot advance. So what is the obstacle here? Ignorance, the lack of knowledge. That is ignorance. The second, naradhamaha. Krishna says, namam dushkrutino mudhaha prapadyante naradhamaha. Who are these naradhamas? Naradhamas means those who are not having humane behavior. They are differentiated from the ignorant. How? Very simple. One person does not have the correct knowledge. Due to the absence of the true knowledge, he does something wrong. There is another person. He knows what is right, and even after knowing what is right, he does not do it. There is a difference between the two. In both cases, they are not doing the right thing, but there is a difference between the two. Ravana, when he kidnapped Sita, he knew that Sita was another person's wife. He knowingly did something wrong. Therefore, he would fall under the category of Naradhama. So, those who, in spite of knowing what is right, still choose to do something wrong, they are the second category. So, what is the obstacle here? In the first case, lack of knowledge was the obstacle. But in the second case, lack of righteousness, lack of morals, lack of good qualities inside of us is the reason. Then comes the third case, Mayapahrutajnanaha. In this case, they know what is right. I know that I have to do action in a better way for the betterment of everybody, for the entire society. I have been told that this is good. So I know this is good. For example, speak the truth. A very simple advice. The Moodha does not even know that truth has to be spoken. He thinks anything can be spoken. The Naradhama knows that truth needs to be spoken, but because he is evil, he speaks lies. The third person knows that truth should be spoken, but does not have confidence in it. Will it really work? I want to speak the truth, but will it really work? Is it really practical? I'm seeing that people who lie are becoming bigger and bigger, earning crores and crores of rupees. If I speak the truth, the world will laugh at me. Shouldn't I be manipulative? That is what is working, right? I know that truth is good and all of that, you know, but I don't want to speak it. There are plenty of excuses that these third category people bring. One such excuse is Kali Yuga. It is true that truth is necessary, but we are living in Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, speaking the truth will not help us. Therefore, we will not speak the truth. Yet another excuse. Did you know in Ramayana, Rama taught us to follow Dharma, but in Mahabharata, Krishna taught us to break that Dharma. Therefore, let me break Dharma for the sake of myself. All of these people, right? They are not fundamentally ignorant. They know that speaking the truth is good, but even though they are not evil, they are unable to see the practical benefit of speaking the truth. What if I tell you that if not for truth, we wouldn't be alive today? Human civilization evolved only and only because of truth. Imagine those early days, cavemen, early men, that time period. They first develop language. And with language, they are communicating with each other. If there is no truth communicated by anybody, nobody would benefit. And since nobody would benefit, people wouldn't be able to get into groups. Therefore, if a person discovers fire, others would not know how to make it. Whatever good one person has, others would not get. Unless and until we group together, we understand that others are also just like us and behave in a friendly manner with all of them, we would not be able to create a civilization. We would not be able to grow. So, advancement on one side is about how we think mentally, whether we have the knowledge of what advancement means, whether we have set our mind in the correct direction, whether we have conviction towards it, whether we are striving to improve ourselves as advised by Krishna. That is very important. On the other side, looking at the outside world, we interact with them. We need to understand that they are also just like us. And therefore, treat them the same way we treat ourselves. And we should treat ourselves well and treat others well as well. So, for this, you need qualities like truthfulness, morals, positivity, confidence. You need all of that. I want to speak the truth, but I'm not confident of the truth working. If I think that way, I would be wrong. So, this is the third category of people. Maya pahrutajnanaha. They had knowledge that truth is good, but something snatched that truth away from them. That something is also inside of their own minds. So let us once again repeat the three obstacles that we have covered so far and then move on to the fourth obstacle. The first is where you don't know what is right. The second is where you know what is right, but you don't care because you're not a good person to begin with. The third is where you know what is right, but you are not confident of doing it. You're not sure whether it has to be done, and therefore you don't do the right thing. During the colonial era, and even before that, whenever there were invasions and other things, right? We saw a lot of atrocities here and there. How should people have behaved towards it? As long as I am fine, let me be fine. India was divided into, they say, 536 regions. And the whole of India did not suffer at once. But when the neighboring kingdom was attacked, how should the king have behaved? He should have responded. He should have said, let us unite for the sake of dharma, for the sake of the welfare of everybody. Let us unite. This lack of unity. Why? They knew that the invader is bad, the colonizer is bad. Many of them knew. Some of them did not know at all. Some of them knew but were evil. Yet there were some more who knew that the colonizer is evil but did not take action against them. What if I fight with them and I also lose? If I fight with them, my soldiers will also die. Why should I take the risk? Why should I take the risk? So many people were having that kind of an attitude. So we can see this classification made by Krishna working time and again everywhere. In whichever situation you take, you will see these four kinds of people who are doing wrong. And these are the four possibilities. So even when I'm doing something wrong, I would also fall inside one of these four categories only. There is a fourth category. those who have asura bhava. What is the difference between those who are naradhamas and those who are people with asura bhava? The difference is that in the second category, they know the truth, but they don't try to go towards it. They are indifferent. That itself is something that we are calling as evil. Perhaps they would think once. Duryodhana, it is said, thought once in the Mahabharata, why am I so evil? Shouldn't I become good? But he just thought and left it there. He knew that he was not good, but he did not take action towards it. Why? Not because he was afraid of becoming good or anything, because he ignored that altogether and just continued in his routine. But then, in that situation, therefore, he fell under the Naradhama category. But there are times when Duryodhana displayed the category of Asura Bhava. How? We see that he hated the Pandavas. He knew the Pandavas to be correct. He did not have doubts like, oh, if I become peaceful, it will become difficult for me. Therefore, let me not be peaceful. He did not think that way. But he had a fundamental hatred. I hate Bhima. I don't want him alive. I don't care whether he is good or bad. I don't like him. I don't want him. This is the fourth category, Asura Bhava. So, in short, let us summarize what we have seen so far. We said that there are four things, four possibilities, four possible obstacles for us. The first one is lack of knowledge. The second one is inability to act due to our own preconceived notions. The third one is inability to act due to lack of confidence. The fourth one is inability to act because we have a fundamental hatred towards what is good. We hate what is good and therefore we do something wrong. How do you get rid of these four obstacles, right? It took me half an hour to explain them. But how do we get rid of them? It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult. The answer lies in setting the correct highest goal. The first thing that we should do is understand that there is something called the highest goal. Therefore, when Jagadguru Ramanujacharya explains in his Sri Bhashya, he says, a person who has studied the entirety of the Vedas with all the six parts, all the Upanishads, he would understand one thing for sure, what would he understand? He would understand that yes, there is some supreme state, there is some supreme goal that can be achieved. He identifies the existence of the supreme, not realize. Studying is different from realizing. But when you study, you identify. So, we discussed about what yoga in action means. Once you understand that meaning, you decide that I need to implement it in my life. How do you implement? Set the highest goal, the very, very highest goal. And that goal, highest goal, should not be something petty, right? When we say highest, we mean highest in every possible way. I should be truthful in every possible way. I should not have any bad quality. I should have only and only and only auspicious qualities. That should be my goal. I might have 100 bad qualities today, but the final goal that I set should be one of perfection. Once you set such a goal, the goal towards perfection, the perfect state of existence, you should create smaller goals inside. Okay, I know what I need to reach, but to reach that, to reach that state, I need to do a lot of things. What all should I do? And how do I do? So you split it into smaller goals, well defined, practical, achievable, smaller goals. Let me repeat that. They should be well defined, practical, and achievable. The ultimate goal that we are looking at might sound impossible. How could anybody be perfect? You know, Sita herself said nobody is perfect, so why should I try to be perfect? This is nonsensical. People might think that way. Well, I do not know of anybody who scored a complete full percentage in IIT JEE. But I do know plenty of people who were toppers year after year, right? Year after year, some topper or the other kept coming. If we don't aim for 100 marks, we may not be able to score even 80. Krishna has given a promise we saw in the previous class. Krishna has given the promise that if you aim for 100 marks and if you work towards it, don't worry, I will give you 100 marks. Don't think that the 100 is unachievable. It is achievable, but practically people don't try. So, what should we do? We should try. And how should we try? Set it as the highest goal and then take steps one by one to move towards it. Every step should be well defined, clear. It should be practical. It is possible. The simplest way is to start with daily duties and practices. Every day, I will try to speak the truth, only the truth. Maybe the first day I fail. The second day I fail, but I'm keeping on trying, right? Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha gृह्यते. Krishna has said, oh Arjuna, keep trying. Be steadfast. Don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. Keep trying. You may not be there today, but you will eventually reach it. So every day I try to improve myself. Very simple practices, right? Look at the background image. Look at the archer. He is trying to shoot, right? The first time you practice archery, you might not hit the mark. It is natural. But as you keep practicing, you would improve in skill. Eventually, you would know how to set the perfect target. So, if I'm not wrong, there was this Turkish guy, right, at this event, shooting event. He did not take any extra equipment. He was just wearing glasses, normal glasses. He saw the target, shot, international rank number two, right? He came, he shot, he left. The whole world praised him. I don't remember the face of the person who got the first prize, but I remember this guy's face simply because he did not need anything extra. How did he reach that level of skill? Through practice. So, this practice, you keep practicing how to shoot. Will I eventually become perfect or will I keep failing? People keep asking. We say, look at the average human being. Look at the baby. The baby at first does not know how to move. Then the baby slowly learns how to move. Then the baby slowly learns how to walk. Eventually, it learns how to run as it grows. But think about it. If the baby never tried, would it have ever moved? No, it wouldn't have. So, be it crawling, or walking, or running, or cycling, or riding a bike, or driving a car, or even flying an aeroplane, we all start somewhere. And that starting point is that of a nobody. It is at the level of a mudha. So we start at the level of mudha. And as the ignorant one, what do? We take the knowledge, absorb it, think about it, and then we make sure, keep the others as checklists. Am I failing because of lack of confidence? Am I failing because I'm evil? I will not be evil. I will not be a person of low confidence. I have set this as my goal, and it is my duty to work towards it every single day. So, inculcate practices, daily practices, simple practices. Speak the truth, be kind, be polite. What I like about this background image that I have shared with you is it shows a peaceful atmosphere, although there is an archer with a very, very sharp arrow. I don't get any feeling of fear or panic when I look at the image. Why? Because it is showing about targeting, it is showing about meditating to control your mind. Just spend 10 minutes every day meditating. Take deep breaths. Extremely simple thing. You don't have to go to some great yoga center in order to start. Yoga centers will make you a master. You go to the school of ancient wisdom, it will make you a master. But you could start at home. And then, if you go there, you would find that it is much more beneficial. So, simple practices, taking a few minutes of your time every day, and certain things to be kept in mind the entire day. They constitute the duties. When you set this kind of a goal, you will have clarity. Yes, this is right, this is wrong. The duties that you do every day will now look like steps. I have to do this to improve myself, right? So you will not feel lost. What am I doing in life? Is there any point to this at all? You will not think that way because you will see it as a path that is taking you ahead, taking you forward. Your fear will reduce because you are trying to improve. If winter comes, can spring be far behind? I don't have to worry. Yes, I am in a bad situation today, but tomorrow would be bright because I am seeking the very best. And therefore, no matter what kind of difficulty you feel, what kind of difficulty you face, you would think this is also a challenge. I need to get past this because I am seeking the highest goal. This is one small goal. Facing and beating this difficulty is one small goal in the path towards the highest goal. So even this difficulty has a purpose. It has a lesson to teach me. And it needs to be crossed, not something that I should run away from. Now, how do you do this? Well, firstly, what is the highest goal? I just spoke about it, right? The highest goal is the very best. Eternally consistent, auspicious state of existence is the highest goal. What do we mean by auspicious? Perfect in every way. That is what we should aim for, with no bad quality. Naturally, that is what we should aim for. And when we reach that state, all our problems would also disappear. They would disappear by themselves. All our sadness will disappear. Now, we have discussed about this. But okay, you're telling me to set this goal, but why should I set it? Is it even connected to me? Why should I worry about it? I see the people around me, they are not trying. No, this highest goal is connected to every single one of us. Perfection is the state that we should be existing in. Unfortunately, we are not there, but we still have the ability to go there. And therefore, we should understand that it is connected. Yes, it is connected to me. Why should I worry about it? I am already by and large a good person. Don't think that way. So there is this movie in Tamil called Baba, Rajnikant movie. In that movie, Rajnikant, in spite of being an atheist, due to his past good karma, manages to get darshan of Mahavatar Babaji. He returns to his home and then discusses with his friends. He tells them how he got darshan of Mahavatar Babaji. Now there is a Brahmin, namesake Brahmin, there. He replies, "This is not possible at all. You couldn't have had the darshan. I take bath twice a day, perform Sandhya Vandana thrice every day. How is it possible that I did not get darshan of anybody?" Just worshipping Bhagavan or performing those rituals is not enough. Bhagavan does not get connected to you just because you take his name. Yes, taking his name is great, but how should you take it and how should you make yourself to take it? Shouldn't you be worthy enough for Bhagavan to come to you? That worthiness, how do you get? Through your mind, through your thoughts, words, and actions. And therefore, this yoga in action, which leads you to the supreme state of existence, is 100% connected to us. It is connected to us. It is not connected to the granite stone in front of me. It has no sentience, it has no mind, it cannot think. I can think. I'm intelligent enough to think. I'm evolved enough to think. It is connected to me. And why should I attain it? Because it removes all problems. We have problems. Some problems that we ourselves create, some that others come and give us, some that happen for God knows which reason. Some past life, some past karma we did. Now it is coming in the form of tsunami, corona, whatnot. But we would be freed from all such problems. So you would get rid of all the problems. Plus, the very state of existence when you have reached the highest goal, that would be one of ultimate bliss. Such a blissful state of existence. No imperfection, nothing bad, no sadness, no tension, no worry, no anger, and nobody to get angry at you also there. That kind of a situation. To me, it sounds really, really lucrative. I would definitely want such a situation. That is why I should attain it. Okay, but what prevents me from attaining it? Simple. I'm not trying. Maybe I try a bit and then I leave. I wanted to study German. I downloaded this app, Duolingo. It taught me the first sentence. Ich bin ein Mann. Okay. What was the second sentence? I don't know. I never opened. I opened the app. I saw one sentence. So I started taking action. But after that, I left it. That's all. No. This is something that should be done every single day with devotion, with dedication. I take bath every day. I brush my teeth every day. Like how I brush my teeth every day, I should be doing this as well. It's very important. So, what is preventing me from attaining it? Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. We are told in the scriptures that it is the mind which is blocking us, and it is the mind, the same mind, that could lead us towards even moksha. So, it is our own mind that is preventing us from attaining it. Let us not put the blame on anybody else or anything else. Let us not say, oh, this is Kali Yuga, therefore I am not able to do. Oh, I was doing, but this fellow was evil, therefore I was not able to do. Let us not put the blame on anybody else. And let us not keep on blaming ourselves and enter a state of depression either. Let us understand that we have things in control and it is a matter of choice whether we control it or not. That should be the way we proceed to attain. If that firm conviction comes inside us and we try every day, we would definitely improve greatly. Every single person who tries does not win. Only some people win. Everybody does. Everybody doesn't win. Krishna says that. Krishna says that everybody doesn't win. But everybody has to try. Most people don't try. Those who try, they also stop after a point. मनुष्याणां सहस्रेषु कश्चित्यतति सिद्धये. Bhagavad Ramanuja says, Siddhi Paryantam Yatate. Among thousands and thousands of people who try, Yatatam Siddhanam Kaschinmam Vetti Tattvataha. First of all, many people do not try. Among those who try, only some people try till the end goal, the highest goal. You should set that goal and you should try to achieve it till the very end. Only when you try that, you will be able to attain. That is very, very important. So, as we approach the end of today's lecture, we have lots and lots of enemies, right? So, why do we need yoga in action? Ego, ahankara, mamakara, anger. How dare you do this? How dare you do that? An impulse reaction. In an impulse, out of anger, if I do something wrong, let us say I'm going to the market. My wife accuses me of being very stingy and buying very little. I get angry at her. I take out my wallet, spend all the 1,000 rupees that I have, or 10,000 rupees that I have in the wallet. I buy vegetables worth 10,000 rupees out of anger towards my wife. What will I do after going home? I will have all those vegetables sitting, but I will not be able to eat them. We would need lots and lots of people to eat them. The vegetables would go waste. My money would go waste. The effort that I put to earn the money will also go waste. Why? That reaction, that anger. Greed. Ah, he has something. How could he have something when I don't have? I need it. Jealousy. I need this. I need that. I need this. I need that. Excessive desire. I don't want to try. Trying itself is very difficult. I don't want to open Bhagavad Gita. There are plenty of parents I have interacted with. They say if their children study Bhagavad Gita, they will become sannyasis and run away. Oh, I don't want him to become a saint. Do you even understand what is a saint? When did Krishna ever say that if you study Bhagavad Gita, you have to run away from your home? He never said that. You could do your duties throughout your life, but still do them in an appropriate way. That is yoga in action. So you don't have to be afraid of it. And you don't have to be afraid of Kali Yuga. You don't have to be afraid of Papa Karma. You don't have to be afraid of your own bad qualities. Laziness. What is the easiest way to get out of laziness? Set a goal and keep trying. If I have no goal, I wouldn't do anything. But I have a goal, right? I have a target to achieve. I'm in the sales team. I have to bring a sales of 10 lakh rupees this month. If I don't bring, then my future in this company would be questioned. If I bring, I might get some incentive. What will I do? I will keep calling, keep sending emails because the goal is set. So this laziness would disappear when you set the goal properly and understand the value of yoga in action as we discussed in the previous lectures. And therefore, do your very best to practice it. Procrastination, I'll do it later, I'll do it later, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. I'm too young. I was in 8th standard. I was studying the Bhagavad Gita. One of my aunts asked me, aren't you too young to study Bhagavad Gita? Why don't you study it after like 40, 50 years? Because that's when most people study. At that time, I did not know how to answer. In my school, they were teaching Bhagavad Gita. I was fortunate enough. But that kind of procrastination, right? That tomorrow, I will take the effort tomorrow. I will take the effort tomorrow. That tomorrow never comes. When you understand the concept of yoga in action, you will get rid of laziness and procrastination. You will get rid of unwanted distraction because you're not going to do just any action, right? You're going to do action that has yoga inside of it. And therefore, you will have proper focus. Your attention will not get fragmented, and you will not live a life of sadness and despair. As you are trying to improve yourself, you are pursuing something, and whatever you are pursuing is ultimate greatness, ultimate state of existence. Therefore, you will never fall into despair. So, there is a very, very small one, two sentence part left before I conclude. It's very simple. Your intention has to be good. Yes, I intend to do the correct action, do action the correct way. I will do karma phala tyaga. I will not get ego. I will do everything properly. My understanding of what is proper, what is correct, should be correct, right? I want to do good, but if I don't know what is good, I will fail. So it should be aligned. There, that alignment is necessary. The my intentions should be aligned with the moral compass, and then I should work towards it. How should I work? Excellent work. Excellence, not just some what they call as ada teda kaam in Hindi. I shouldn't just try a little and leave it off. I should try my very best. Only then I can get results, right? Only when you aim for 100, you can score even 80. And Krishna says you can score 100 as well, as we discussed today. So, excellence, intention, alignment, excellence, outcome. How do you treat the outcome? No matter what the outcome, remember the bigger outcome that you are running towards and focus on it. And finally, reflection. Think, have you practiced these correctly? Has your intention been right? Has the alignment been right? Has there been excellence? How did you treat the outcome? Think about these at the end of every day. If you do this, you will automatically improve. Just 5 words: intention, alignment, excellence, outcome, reflection. Simple. That's all we have for today. Thank you so much for attending. If there is any question, please feel free to ask.
You are very, very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for patiently listening to the entire lecture.
Thank you. You were very good. Really, you were very good.
Okay. As there's no question, we'll conclude it here. शिवत्संप्रश्नोदति कौस्तुभस्य श्रीवासराघवगुरोस्तनिः ततश्च विद्यावाप्यभ्योत्तमतां दधानं कुर्वेसदा हृद्गुरुं करुणाकराख्यं कवितार्किकसिंहाय कल्याणगुणशालिने श्रीमते वेङ्कटेशाय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः।